What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator 2021 with me, the Virtual Mechanic. We're back at the junkyard, and this time we're looking at the police car, the Bolt Sunrise. Not going to start auction just yet. There we go. Bolt Sunrise 2017 from the police DLC, hence the police car version. Looking pretty good. It is available in all of the places. We're obviously here in the auction house, the terrible auction house, trying to get ourselves a good deal if possible. The engine in this one is the V8 overhead valve CGM, pumping out 429 factory horsepower, which is pretty incredible from this little beast. This does have my favourite headlights. I love how they're sort of moulded in to that front fender. I think they look absolutely fantastic, and we've got our work cut out ahead of us if we do manage to purchase this vehicle, because we've got a whole new engine to build. But there we go. This is what we're going to be working on today, the beautiful Bolt Sunrise. We're going to be tuning it up. We're going to be modifying it. We're going to be getting it back to looking absolutely fantastic before tuning up that engine and taking it down the drag strip. See if it can compete with the Moroni Frizioni, currently the fastest police car from the police DLC. Let's get on with it, though. Let's get this beast brought back to the garage, cleaned up and ready to start working on. Well, there we go. She's all clean, looking pretty tasty. We stripped the wheels off. There was no liquids to drain or anything like that. So let's just quickly jump in and see what's missing. Obviously, we've taken all the wheels off, so they don't count. But we are still missing loads of stuff from the engine bay. In fact, everything from the engine bay is completely missing, obviously. And we need to do loads with that engine. Full exhaust all the way missing front to back, looking very similar to the Bolt Ranger, if I'm being truly honest there. Loads of front suspension stuff, bushings, lower arms, brake calipers, brake pads, brake pins, suspension, cross-member arms, everything. Absolutely everything you could think of. I believe at least one part is missing, apart from the rear end. The rear end actually looks pretty good. We're only missing the wheels that I've taken off, the exhaust and the fuel tank and the fuel pump. So it's not too bad, we'll be honest. I'm not going to make you watch a stripped down video. There's not really much on this one. I'm going to sort of try and drop that strip down a little bit. I like it, but it's just not really enough of it to do much with. So I'm not going to do that today. But so there we go. That's it. We are at the next stage. She's ready to be stripped down. We've got to strip it down, then sort out all this bodywork and find out all of our extra parts. Car part 2, car part 3. I think that's 4. So there should be a car part 1 that's somewhere on the front end of this. Hopefully looking awesome. But I'm going to get the rest of the car stripped down, everything repaired, replaced, or upgraded, ready to go back together. And I'll be honest, I'm probably going to go and buy a crate engine for this one. So what is it? It's the V8 overhead valve CGM. So if we go into our shop here and press Z, you can see I can swap this to be what I want it to be. So I'm going to go and buy a tuned crate engine. And I've already forgotten which engine it is, because I know that off the top of my head. It's already gone blank. V8 double overhead valve something. Oh, these all got changed names. Of course they have. Let's go see that again, just to make sure. V8 overhead valve CGM. V8 overhead valve CGM. Ah, here it is. Here we are. It's that one there. Nice and simple. I'm just an idiot. 3 videos in a row now. Well, that's a personal best. 17,529 is what we're going to spend on the engine. Let's get that purchased. Everything we could possibly want in there, apart from maybe the high compression pistons. I'm not sure if they're included in these engines, so I'm just going to have a quick off with the oil pan and have a double look. think this has just got normal pistons in. Yeah, so we are going to have to swap these out for some high compression pistons. If I just go into my tuning shop and search for pistons, in we go. I've got these from Multiply, the Moonshine Performance MSPM high compression pistons. So I will be swapping them out on this engine. But apart from that, the rest of the engine will be staying as it is, looking pretty nice. Probably going to change the colour of it, let's be truly honest. But apart from that, everything will be staying the same. Just going to swap them pistons out. As for the rest of the suspension, all of this needs stripping off and getting replaced. If I can get performance parts on there, they'll be going on there. If not, I'll be repairing it and putting it back on. So let's crack on with that. When we come back in a minute, it'll be time to sort out the bodywork and get this frame welded before heading into the paint shop. Well, there we go. That's everything stripped down off our beautiful Bolt Sunrise, at least mechanically. Now we need to get all of this bodywork started. I love them fenders. The way the light's just molded into them. I think it looks fantastic. I really do. Fair play to the designers of this one. But anyway, let's get it all stripped down. Off of the door. We're missing side skirts, anything like that. We do have our roofy parts, our little bonus parts up here. That should be a window, but it's not. Out you come there. I do need that piece. I didn't mean to open the trunk. Close the trunk. The light is fixed on that trunk. I think it should be a separate part like these lights are. Just in case you want to make any changes to it, you can be consistent across the light. My opinion. But there we go. Window, door, and a door. And again, this isn't... I don't think this is new interior anyway. If we go into interior mode, press X... Yeah, it's the Valsen seats. Obviously, we like the Valsen seats, even though the Valsen doesn't have the Valsen seats. But we will be putting this one back together exactly as it came apart. Again, for the same reason as last time, it's nicely colour matched in there. We may try and splash a bit of colour on the seats or the steering wheel, but predominantly, I think we're just going to leave it. So anyway, let's get the rest of this out. Out you come, and off you come there. And that should be down to nothing. 1% on there. That's what we like to see. Go into this mode. We can see there's nothing there. And if I bought the wrong one again, this is my opportunity to change it to the police one. But I didn't this time. I actually bought the right one. Let's just quickly jump into the body shop. We know there's no tuning parts for any of these. We are missing the ram bar on the front. That's the one we were missing, along with some other bits of bodywork. So we'll figure that one out in a bit. Before we do that, though, we need to sort the frame out, don't we? 50%, so it's not bad. And we bought the car for $15,270. I mean, the other two were 750 straight up, weren't they? So if I just went to 750, is that going to be right? It's going to be 500 this time, isn't it? Even though I went for 750. It was 750. There we go. Okay, happy with that. Well, we got it right. I'm going to get all the body panels I can repaired. Buy what we need to buy. Get this beautiful Sunrise back together. Then it's into the paint booth to check out the police liveries and see which one we're going to use for the Bolt Sunrise. Let's get our beautiful little Bolt Sunrise all back together, ready for a fresh coat of paint. Let's just get on with it. Fender on there, hood on the front there. It does look good. I do like that hood. On with the front bumper, fender on the other side, and then we've got our cheeky little headlights, if I could press them. One there and a one there. In with the windshield. Obviously, lovely doors and windows, and then we've got a mirror on there as well. A cheeky little mirror just popped in there. Round to the back, we've got the rear window, the trunk piece with the lights built in. I'm going to keep mentioning that, but anyway, on you go there. On with the rear bumper, we should have a lovely spot for a license plate at the back there. That feels better. Lovely big license plate spot in there. Then we got the rear doors around the other side. In we go, and on we go, along with that lovely little mirror. We will get on with some interior very quickly. I did keep it just as it was. It's all the Valsen stuff. And steering wheel, I want to say 14. Did I remember that? Steering wheel 14, I did remember that. But there we go. Let's get on, though. We've got to finish this one off with its police car equivalent. Oh, and a front license plate. On we go there. So car part 1 is obviously that big old bash bar at the front with some lights in, looking fantastic. Car part 2 is your little searchlight on the top there. And then car part 3, there we go, is your police light bar on the top, looking nice. And then round to the back, car part 4 is a lovely little police aerial. But I feel like the normal version could have had an aerial on it. Wouldn't have made that much difference. But yeah, police does need a bit more communication and things like that. So there we go. That should be the Bolt Sunrise back to 100%. 100%, 100%, 100%. That is what we like to see. Now let's get it into the paint shop and check out the police liveries and decide which one we're going to go for. For this quite a good looking car, if I'm being honest. I do quite like it the more time I spend with it. So let's get into the paint shop and choose a livery. In the paint booth then with the Bolt Sunrise. Let's get on and let's see what's going on. First off, we want to go straight over to the liveries because I can't remember from our introduction video. So the first spot is the classic black and white police livery. Nice and simple. I mean, it's an obvious one to go for. You got police written on it multiple times. No car number or emergency number or what would you call it? Department? There we go. Nothing like that on there for this one. Is there a secondary one? This one's better. There we go. This is car number 4. 4 on the roof. Emergency 911. Police and the CMS PD police shields on it. That's better. Already like this one more. Do we have another option? Oh, we do. Can I change the base color of this one? I think I can. Oh, I can. So that could be whatever we wanted it to be. And I feel like it should be a white, if we're being honest. That's not how you do white. It's the other way around. That's how you do white. I mean, I do quite like that one. We did a bit of blue in the last one, didn't we? Is there another option? So for me, it's between the thick blue line, rather than the thin blue line, and the classic black and white patrol. I do quite like the classic black and white patrol. I'm not going to lie, though. Yeah, we did the New York one last time, which is kind of what this is based on. So I'm going to dip it back. We're going to go for the classic black and white patrol on there. I feel like we want the engine bay black on this one. So if we go all the way down to black on there, I'm going to leave it in a gloss finish. I feel like that looks pretty good on there. Blacked out engine bay. And I think for this one, we'll do chrome. I'm going to do white bolts. That's decided. I literally just did that in my head right then. I'm going to do the rims as well on this one. Up on the brightness. Up on the saturation, down on the brightness. I can never remember. Is that the way to white? Up on the brightness, down on the saturation. I would have got it the wrong way around. There we go. Up on the brightness, down on the saturation. I can never quite remember which way around to do that. It is a classic black and white. It is nice and simple. I think it's going to look good when we get it finished. I think most of the work is going to be in the engine bay. Probably go for some... I don't know about the rims. What are your suggestions for rims? What style do you think we should go for? Let me know now in the comments below and see if that matches up when we get this one all finished a little bit later on with what I went with. I'm definitely going with the black and white. Blacked out engine bay, white bolts. And I feel like just sort of chrome and silvery, maybe a bit of carbon fibre on the engine bay. I'm not really sure. I feel like we'll get to that when it comes. But let's just get this one painted anyway, so we know what we're going with on the livery. It is a good livery. It looks absolutely fantastic. I want to open the hood very quickly. This does have an ABS pumper module, just so we can check the bolt colours. I did research it, but I'm always confident I'm getting it wrong. Lovely white bolts. That's all I wanted to see. Back out with that, back out with that. And I think the rest, we're just going to have to wait till I get it finished, which for you won't be long. But for me, I've now got to go and paint all the parts individually. Maybe do something with this interior. I'm not decided. It looks good as it is, so I might just leave that as it is for now. But we are going to obviously paint the engine bay, paint the suspension, and find some lovely rims to go on this one. So join me back in just a moment when I'll have had all of that decided. Now it's on to the fun part for me, and I'll see you in a bit. Well, there we go. We're almost finished with the Bolt Sunrise. Just some wheels to put on and some plates to sort out, and we'll get to that one in just a second. But first off, let's open up the engine bay and take a look at that beautiful engine in there. I did white, black, chrome and red on this one, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. If we just jump in there, obviously got chrome on the heads and all of the exhaust and the gearbox down through there. A few little splashes elsewhere as well. Bits of the alternator, obviously the water pump in there, and the power steering pump chromed out as well. And obviously that intake manifold looking very, very nice. Apart from that, lots of red, lots of white, and a few splashes of black on there just to make it really pop. And I think this engine looks absolutely incredible. We did a lot of white in the engine bay just to sort of brighten it up a little bit. All of the containers I didn't do anything with. I think they look weird when you do them in white, so I just left them with their visible liquids in this time around. Chrome on the ABS pump and black on the module, and then obviously white on the fuse box. I think it's all looking very good. If we jump down to the underside, now on the cross member, you've got full painted versions. With the quality of life lodge, you get full full paint 1, full paint 2, and full paint 3, or something along those lines. The full paint 3 gives you this like brush effect on them, and I think it looks really nice. So we went with a lot of that on the metalwork underneath, and I think it looks very nice. Clip the bushings in their stock black, the brake calipers in their stock red, and obviously everything else was painted black, white, red, or chrome, and it's all looking pretty good. We got our delete pipes going out, so it's pretty much straight piped throughout to the back there. Well, not straight piped, but you know what I mean. Black on the fuel tank, white on the fuel pump, and then the same principle for the front as we did on the back there. And I think it all looks very nice. A few little black casings on there. But one thing I will say about this is I don't know if this is to do with me using mods, but there are no drive axles coming out of that center connection piece there. I'm not sure it's because if this is all a modded rear end, but the Bolt Ranger had the same modded rear end, and that had drive axles instead of hubcaps. So if anyone's got the police DLC and don't use mods, or at least external mods on their game, like TK Aftermarket or Quality of Life, does the Sunrise have drive axles in that version, or is this a mod override, or is this a genuine bug that's pretty bad? If we're being truly honest, technically this should have no drive, so it shouldn't go down the drag strip at all, or even be able to dyno, but we'll find out that one in a minute. The other thing with this one is obviously our ECU is just floating. I don't quite know how it's sat there. It just needs to be rotated 90 degrees, either down or rotate around so that the connection's facing downwards instead of facing upwards, that kind of thing. But yeah, apart from that, everything else on this is absolutely fantastic. We did nothing with the interior in the end. I did just leave it exactly as it was, but we'll check that one out when we get it outside in a moment. Before we get there, though, let's get on to these rims. I went today for the Rim 278, and it is the same on all four corners. That is a 19-inch rim on there, 245 width and a 40 profile with ET of 20, just to bring them all out just a little bit more. Let's get this front one on so you can see it. I could have brought them out a bit further, but I wanted them all the same, and the backs are a little bit further tucked in. But anyway, I went for a white and black on these rims. I think they look very, very good. I was going to go for sort of like a chromey finish, but it just stands out a little bit too much on the side of the car. Thank you. Let me get down the back. So yeah, I went with a black and white on them, but as I say, all four corners are the same size. It is adjusted quite considerably from the factory size rim options we've got on there, but I think they look really good. We'll get this last one on, and then we'll put it down on the ground and take a slightly better look at it whilst we get the plates done, and then we'll get it outside in the sun. There we go. All four wheels, off we come there. Back down you go. It's got a really mean forward-leaning stance on it. There we go. I think they look pretty good on there. Black and white, sort of fixing it in with the rest of the livery. Obviously, you've got the red brake calipers just popping through as well, giving us a splash of colour, which then transitions into that engine bay. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. But one last thing to go. Nice and simple on the license plate. CMS PD04. Because this one is car number 4. So there we go. That's what we've gone for on the plates. Very easy ones on this one. Oh, almost missed it. So there we go. Let's get this one outside in the sun, ready for its dyno run, and see if it can keep up with the Murani Frazioni, or however we say in that, and it's 9.986 to the quarter of a mile. Well, there she is, all finished, the Bolt Sunrise, looking absolutely fantastic. What do you think? Do let me know in the comments below, or leave a like or a dislike, one of them, whichever takes your fancy. I'm happy either way. I did absolutely no tinting on this one today, just left it as it is, and that stance looks mean. I quite like it, very much angled forward, looking quite nice. Maybe we could have done some lowering springs on it, potentially. Maybe we'll do that another time when we come back to some custom stuff. I like the engine bay. One of the first times in a long time I haven't painted any of the containers, just left them visible, but that engine looks absolutely beautiful in there with a cheeky little bit of white radiator just about popping through. If we crouch down, you can see that in there. I think it looks very good. But let's jump inside this one, check out the interior as we get inside. Lots of green on the interior. We're in racing mode for this police car, apparently, and we've got our connection all set up there. It is automatic, bit of a shame, but it is what it is. Still a very cool looking car. The interior is pretty nice. Would have been nice if they made some custom or specific seats for this car, but it's still cool nonetheless. Let's get it started. Lovely curved mirror up there, but you can see loads from that. That's pretty awesome. But anyway, let's get it started up, see what that motor sounds like. We've all heard that quite aggressive tick over before. Let's just give it a bit of gas. No over rev on that one. Sounding pretty mean, but let's get it onto the dyno, see what its horsepower is, what its drag rating will be. Then it's onto the drag strip. Let's get this Dawn Lightning dynoed, and by Dawn Lightning I obviously mean Bolt Sunrise. 429 factory horsepower on this one from that CGM motor. How much have we tuned it by? And what will its drag rating be? A gain of 477 horsepower, 112%. I will say that the high comp pistons didn't go in this engine, so that's probably a reason why it's not quite as high as the last video. Still bringing us up to 905 total horsepower though, and a drag rating of a 534, which isn't too shabby at all. Should give us some nice competition. Maybe not as good as the Bolt Ranger in the last one, but should still give us some good competition nonetheless. Let's have a look at the gearbox tune. That's what I've gone for today. Now, this hasn't been adjusted. This has been adjusted backwards a little bit from 9.1, I think, to 7.1, so knocking 0.2 off of it. And then these have all been slid up ever so slightly. So that one stayed where it is. These all came up a little bit. This one went down a little bit, if you want to see how to do that. It might not be the perfect gearbox tune, but it's good enough for what we want to do today. We do have, obviously, a fully tuned Stage 3 ECU, giving us 16% additional tuning. And if you want to learn how to easily do that, there is a link in the top right-hand corner up here somewhere on some devices, but if it's not on your device, it's also linked in the description below. It's a short video, less than 60 seconds long, and with it there is one to do the carburetors as well. If you haven't seen either of them, go check them out. Both shorts, definitely worth watching. It does sort of teach you or show you a way to easily do either one of them perfectly every time. But there we go, that's enough of that. Let's the gearbox tune. Let's get the Bolt Sunrise onto the drag strip, see if it can win a competition. And if we'll be able to beat that Moroni, Frisione, police car, or whatever it's supposed to be called. On the drag strip then, with our Bolt Sunrise police car, let's just get into it. King of the Sands, quarter of a mile. We are in A-class, slightly better than the last one. Pay our 1,000 entry fee, and who have we got? Mopar John, up there with the Toyota Supra GR Lit Edition. Pretty cool. Channel Hobby in the Ford RS200 Evo Edition. French Toast, nice to see you in the Ford Crown Vic Neighbour Edition. I don't know which one that is, but there we go. Who else have we got? That looks like it. If I did miss your name, I do apologise. Our first race is against the BMW E92 M3 HGK Eurofighter. Why do these all sound like Fallout Boy song titles? They're so long, but there we go. That's our first race. Let's get on with it. See if we can make it in to the next round. Well, apparently that BMW is a Eurofighter, and it looks quite mean and aggressive. I'm actually going to do something I haven't done for a little while and just go up into the air. I've got to make sure I don't press too many buttons, because sometimes you can accidentally launch your vehicle from here. That's looking pretty nice. I don't think I've seen that or built that yet. I want to do that. Okay, yeah, I'm impressed by this. Oh, the radiator open at the back. This looks fantastic. We will be building one of these at some point in the near future, once we've got through the police DLC. For now, though, let's get back inside and see if we can beat it down the drag strip. Looking at it, probably not, but who knows? The Bolt Ranger did well last time. So let's go. Come on, you little beast. Off the line, into second very early, and then into third. Where are you? We've pulled away. Okay, all of these police cars are apparently pretty good. Let's be fair. And across the line, I don't know how we won that, but we did. We definitely got a better launch than the BMW, 100%. And yeah, we had it from the very beginning. About a second difference, but quite a lot in the top speed there. So 10.646 for our first run at 219 kilometers an hour. Isn't beating the Frisione, but is beating the Ranger. So we've got that so far. But let's get on to round two, see if we can improve on 10.646. Well, we've lost Mopar John, Channel Hobby, and French Toast, but luckily we're still in it, and our next race is up here, against the Liberty Walk Audi RS7 Sportback. That could be quite hard. We've got a Rayfield Caliburn and a GTR Raid Edition Skyline, RWB Porsche 911 and a ZL1 Camaro. Then we've got the Ford Fiesta GRC and Batmobile Waynemobile. So that's not the super fast one, which is good for us if we make it there. But we've got to get through the Liberty Walk RS7 first, so let's get on with it. The Liberty Walk RS7, it doesn't, I mean, from here it doesn't look that much, so we do another little fly cam and just go take a quick look without launching ourselves off the line. It is wide. It is wide. Oh, I do like that. I do like an RS7, especially the Sportback. Good looking car. Not as wide as I'd like it to be, but the Liberty Walk kit is still pretty cool. But we've got to try and beat it on the drag strip. So let's go. Come on, you little beast. You ray of sunshine. Let's get onto it. 2, 3... Oh, that's getting close. Oh, now we're pulling away. We should be all right. Fingers crossed. Yeah, pulling away and across the line. Although it did look like we were veering right slightly then, which is a bit of an issue. And we got a slightly better time. 10.580. Still with the same top speed. But that was considerably closer. About half a second in that one at the end there. So it's getting harder. But we have made it through to the semi-final. One more race and we'll be in the final. So it's the Rayfield Caliburn Blue Neon Steel Edition versus our lovely Bolt Sunrise Police Car. The RWB 911 versus the GRC Ford Fiesta. One of those two will be in the final. Can we make it? Or will the Rayfield Caliburn finally stop us in our tracks? The chrome on blue of that looks absolutely fantastic. We will just go up. Oh, can I go up and just go that way? I'm not going to go for a full view of it, although them rims, has that got Jag rims on it? That has got Jag rims on it. They look pretty nice on that, I'm not going to lie. Beautiful looking car, it really is. Great work by French Toast. But anyway, let's crack on. We got to try and beat it. It's the semi-final. Can we make it to the final and take all the prize money? Hopefully. Let's go. Come on, Bolt Sunrise. Off the line, into second. That felt quite a good launch, I'm not going to lie. Into fourth, and we are pulling away. The police cars are well built, well tuned, well set up. I'm not going to claim my gearbox tune has anything to do with this because I did quite a lot of modification on it. I went way the other way at first and it was still pretty good, but not quite as good as this. 10.776 for the semi-final run. We've made it into the final. Can we beat the 10.5 something that we got earlier on? Still with the same top speed though, and we got a little bit closer. It's getting a bit harder, but we got one more race to go. Will we win? I certainly hope so. So the final is a Bolt Sunrise Police Edition versus the Ford Fiesta GRC. I think that's a rally one. I'm not 100%, but we'll check it out in just a second while we try and beat it down the drag strip. So does GRC stand for Great Rally Car? Does it? Ah, it does look like a rally edition, actually. There's a pretty good looking livery on there, I'm not going to lie. Is that one of Blocks? Is that one of Ken Blocks? I'm not sure. I don't think it is. It still looks cool nonetheless, though. Wrong number, but very nice looking livery on that one. Let's get back into our car, though, and try and beat it for the final race and take home all of the prize money. Oh, no! We've messed it up. The final race. I'm saying about taking all the prize money, and we can't even get the launch right. Slightly early on my launch, which has disqualified us from the final. So congratulations to the Ford Fiesta GRC. That was the wrong button. I meant to do that one, not the crickets. What an idiot. I haven't used them in a little while, so I definitely pressed the wrong button. But there we go. We're still going to have some prize money. So let's take a look at it. There we go, 5,250. We're 4,250 up, obviously, because we paid the 1,000 entry fee. Such a shame that I got a disqualified launch. It doesn't always work out the way you want it to. Sometimes you're going to get a DQ, and it happens. But anyway, let's get the Bolt Sunrise back to the garage. Let's do a lovely little clip roundup at the end, see how much we could sell it on for, and where it sits on the speeder board. Well, there we have it, all finished with the Bolt Sunrise from the Police DLC, managing the quarter mile on the drag strip at 10.580 seconds on its fastest run at 219 kilometers an hour, putting it 25th out of 42, but currently second out of the Police DLC. Bearing in mind we are only 3 cars in, there are still 3 more to go, so everything could change on that front. But there we go, not too shabby. 25th out of 42 overall isn't bad for the quarter of a mile. On to some costs though. We bought the car for 15,270 and I have spent 86,156 upgrading, tuning, modifying and painting this beautiful police car, paying our total spend 101,426. Now with a sale price of 134,835 does leave us with some fantastic profit of 33,409. We always love a nice bit of profit. Not too shabby from the Bolt Sunrise. You have to let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget, you can buy some merch from us. Please buy some merch from me. I would really appreciate it. Free delivery and all orders $75 or more. And it will show you whatever that is in your local currency once you've selected it on the site. We have some retro Gen 1 Mustang t-shirts. I do love a Mustang, but they're not officially a Mustang. It's just something I've designed. Yeah. Awesome Virtual Mechanic merch. We also have Car Mechanic Simulator merch as well. And if you really want to push the boat out, we've got some Car Dealer Simulator hats. Go and check them out. Please buy something. I will really appreciate it, and you'll definitely be supporting me. But that's it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, there is a button specifically for that. And if you didn't like it, there's also a button specifically for that as well. Let me know what you think of the Police DLC and the Bolt Sunrise in the comments below. Share this video with someone you think might enjoy it. Maybe, possibly. But better than that, hit that subscribe button. That's the best way you can support me, is by watching the content and subscribing to the channel when it's all free. So you can do it without costing you a penny, and it does support me. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a beautiful day, whatever it is you're getting up to. Have a lovely week. I'm on holiday, so I'll see you when I'm back. But as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Like and subscribe for Virtual Mechanic.